Hello everyone and welcome to Farm. Mark Merrill here. The towns and surrounding farms of Fairfield, Maine were one of the most important issues at the beginning of 2024. We're talking about the PFAS situation and the future of farms as well. Farm attended a public meeting at the community center in Fairfield about the PFAS issue affecting these forever chemicals. Briefly, to let you know what they are, PFAS are per- and polyfluoroalkyl. Polyfluoroalkyl substances. They're toxic chemicals found in everyday products and industrial sites known as forever chemicals. They can accumulate in your body over time, leading to severe health issues, including various types of cancer. If you or a loved one have suffered from PFAS exposure, you can be entitled to compensation. Now, there's many state agencies that became involved in the control of PFAS back in November of 2020, including the Maine CDC, the Maine Oversight and Licensing Agencies, the Bureau of Waste Management, the Department of Environmental Protection, DEP, Agriculture, Conservation and Forestry, and others. As you see behind me here, we have our gentleman who is going to be giving us a little bit of his side of the issue. He's well educated and has studied it in his terms, many terms with the Maine State Legislature, both in the House and State Senate. We recently spoke with candidate and now re-elected State Senator Scott Cyrway back in the summer of 2024, and he gave us some very interesting and timely observations on PFAS, plus how these chemicals should affect and may affect the future of farms in Maine. We'll get right to that with Senator Cyrway here. In the meantime, folks, you certainly will be informed as to the sites you can contact, as well as the maine.gov, and look up agencies there that do deal with PFAS, which is PFAS. Just a moment, we will have Scott Cyrway here with us, folks, and we do want to at least still inform you that as we wait for him to come, his information to come up here, the town of Fairfield is not the only one, or the only community that's affected by the PFAS, the forever chemicals that are in the groundwater, and affects drinking water as well. But also, what Mr. Cyrway, or Senator Cyrway, is about to discuss as well is the farms in our entire state, and it may be elsewhere as well. So we'll hear what Scott has to say here in a few moments, folks, and we do appreciate your patience on this one. He was recently at a rally in the town of Winslow back in the summer, just before the primary elections took place. And then, of course, as everybody knows, we had the elections on November 5th, which were very, very crucial to our country, not just the state of Maine. Hoping to get some majority in either the Republican House or the Senate, but it did not happen. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, is Senator Scott Cyrway.
Term for state senate. I've been a senator for 8 years, and then I termed out, went to the House, and now I'm going back to the Senate because the Senate asked me if I could run because they lost last time because of Mike Perkins. So,
right.
Yeah.
What do you think the state of the state is right now? I know we're heading this as a primary and that sort of thing before November gets here. What kind of issues do you think is really the
big ones right now?
Yeah.
I think, I'm really concerned about the PFAS threshold that's causing a lot of problems with the water district and the wastewater.
Yep.
We had almost a crisis there, and we did kind of steer it off with LD 812, but it is going to be a problem. We've got some major expenses coming up to clean the water for drinking water, but also for waste. The threshold right now was set at 20, and then it went down to 4, and then 2, but the problem with the wastewater, it's up around 32 to 37 parts per trillion. So if we can get that either down or get it so that it's none, and I think there's solutions with microplasma type systems where it can actually get zero waste and zero emissions, but it takes time and money, and we're going to have to do some planning and pilot projects and all that, but yeah, we can get there. It's just I think it's going to be something that we can't stop working on.
What are you hearing from the farmers and that sort of thing in your area?
The farmers, the tier program was a real crisis too, and we had the minority report was going to be 17 million, and the majority report went down to 13 million. They did 25% plus 3 million, and we was going to have 25% plus 7 million. But so the majority report got passed, so that hurt them a little bit. But they were going to take it down to 10%, which was going to be at 2 o'clock in the morning on appropriations. They brought it down to 10%, and the farmers called, said we're not going to make it if we have it 10%. So the governor did kind of pressure them and get it back up to the majority report. But at the same token, the farmers are really struggling because of expense on machinery. I think because this paid leave of absence could cause major problems. On bigger farms.
Oh yeah.
And so that's going to hurt. There's a lot of little things that put a damper on farming. And we got to really start looking at them and saying, look, we lost a third of our farms last year. Let's start doing something for them before we lose them all. It's strange when you talk to legislators, and a lot of them think their meats come from the store. That's bad.
Yeah, especially the young ones, right?
It's true.
I heard it on TV, and I'm going, like Sean Hannity, I'm going,
I know.
What? Come on, guys. Just to wrap it up there, I'm going to, of course, talk to you, Mike. But anyway, encapsulating that, Scott, with the appropriations and the farms themselves, do you see any danger as far as the farms, as far as surviving, next generation and all that stuff?
I do, because, solar is a problem because it's taking up farmland. We also have,
everywhere you look.
And the cost of machinery, like you said, but also for young people to buy in on farms, the expense. We're just pricing ourselves out of control, where the farms are just not going to be there. And so I think we really got to do some heavy thinking, looking at other states that are being successful, and start mirroring what they're doing. And I think that's the key right now. And I hope legislators start paying attention to that.
Thank you to Scott Cyrway, folks, for his input on that. Once again, for more timely information sources on PFAS, you can go to PFAS Maine on Facebook. That's PFAS Maine, PFAS Maine. Also, you can contact info at pfasmaine.com, info at pfasmaine.com, or go right to the website as well, folks, pfasmaine.com. Thank you for joining us here on this particular episode, folks, as far as the Forever Chemicals. And our thanks to, once again, Scott Cyrway for his timely information as well. In the meantime, also, folks, keep in touch with us and our podcasts on a regular basis on rumble.com/fairnessmedia1, YouTube, Twitter. As always, folks, we have it up most of the time, But it's fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. Stay safe. Peace to all.